Have you ever wondered why some foods make you feel full and keep you energized for hours, while other foods make you more hungry and almost seem to put you to sleep? Well, it has to do with blood sugar levels. Blood sugar, also known as blood glucose, comes from the food you eat, and it's your body's main source of energy. Every food has a different effect on blood glucose levels depending on its glycemic index value, which is why some foods make you feel great and other foods make you feel sleepy. So, in this video, we'll get into what the glycemic index is, how different values affect hunger and energy, and how you can use it to balance energy and lose weight. Those who don't know me, my name is Menya, like Kenya with an M, and I'm a health and performance coach based in Tokyo, Japan, sharing new ways to challenge your thinking, improve your fitness, and transform your health. Now, before we get started, please subscribe below so that you don't miss out on any future videos. And remember to give this video a thumbs up because you, yes you, are a champion. The glycemic index, which is commonly called GI, is a tool that measures how carbohydrates affect blood glucose levels. Each food is scored from 0 to 100 depending on how fast or slow they cause an increase in your blood sugar. Low GI foods score between 0 to 55, medium GI is 56 to 69, and high GI foods are 70 and up. High GI foods cause a quick rise in blood glucose, while low GI foods have a slower and smaller effect. Examples of high GI foods are white rice, white bread, muffins, and most cereals. Examples of low GI foods are whole wheat bread, steel-cut oats, and most fruits and vegetables. High GI foods can cause low energy. What happens when your blood glucose rises? The cells in our pancreas produce a hormone called insulin to regulate blood glucose levels. When our blood glucose rises too rapidly, the body produces excess insulin to bring it back down. This explains why people experience sugar highs and food comas a few hours after eating a ton of high GI foods. A classic example of a sugar high happens when kids eat a bunch of candy, then start running around like little crazy people until they eventually crash and pass out. And a classic example of a food coma is what happens to you after crushing several plates of food on Thanksgiving before slipping into a state of paralysis on the couch in front of the TV. For my Americans, we've all been there before. High GI foods make you more hungry. In a study published in the British Journal of Nutrition, researchers did a randomized 5-week experiment with 38 men and women of normal weight and with normal glucose tolerance. They were separated into two groups, a low GI group and a high GI group. At the end of the 5-week study, the low GI group lost significantly more weight than the high GI group and improved their lipid profile by reducing their total cholesterol levels, both LDL and HDL. The high GI group lost less weight, became more hungry over time, and had an increased preference for sugary foods. The experiment shows that high levels of insulin cause an increase in hunger, cravings for sweet-tasting foods, and an increase in overall food intake. So when you mostly consume high GI foods, you experience frequent blood sugar spikes, resulting in more insulin production, which then causes you to eat more food and, in most cases, gain excess weight. On the other hand, low GI foods produce the smallest effect on the rise of blood glucose levels and insulin, meaning that if you consume mostly low GI foods, your energy levels will be balanced throughout the day. I'll even give you an example to help you better understand. Think of the classic story with the tortoise and the hare. So a turtle and a rabbit are racing. The rabbit sprints at first because he's a rabbit, but he fades quickly and falls asleep to recharge before the race is finished. The turtle walks from start to finish, but still beats the rabbit to the finish line. The rabbit is your energy on high GI foods. You start off feeling great, but eventually hit a wall that's commonly called the afternoon slump. The afternoon slump is when you feel sleepy and sluggish, usually between the hours of 1 and 3 p.m. The main reason for the afternoon slump is because your lunch contains too much high GI food, and now your energy levels are crashing. The way to prevent this is by taking the turtle approach. The turtle is your energy level on low GI foods. It's steady from the start of your day to the end of your night and never makes you feel tired or sleepy. We'll get into what some of these foods look like later on. So as we saw in the 5-week study, those on the low GI diet lost significantly more weight, reduced cholesterol levels by nearly 10%, and reported a decrease in hunger before lunch and dinner. That means that a diet consisting mostly of low GI foods is a practical and easy way to lose weight. And although it's not always easy to change the way you eat, you can switch to a low GI diet just by making a few small changes. For example, if you live in Japan, like I do, and you've eaten white rice for most of your life, it's not easy to just stop eating rice, nor should you. Start by replacing your usual carbohydrates with low GI alternatives. For example, if you always eat white rice, consider replacing it with brown rice. Or try limiting the intake of processed foods like white bread, noodles, and most cereals with low GI alternatives. Look at the glycemic index. No, really look at it. All right, pop quiz. Which one has a lower GI? Sweet potato or white bread? Cornflakes or rolled oats? Almonds or chocolate? Okay, the correct answers are sweet potato, rolled oats, and almonds. If you got all those answers right, congratulations, you know your stuff. If you got all of those wrong, it's okay. But do yourself a favor and go study the glycemic index. You will drastically improve your energy, focus, and productivity, even if you just shifted from high to low GI foods. Even if you just shifted your diet from high GI to low GI foods. Side note, Japanese sweet potatoes are the best in the world, and if you've never tried them, you are missing out. Yes, I'm biased, but check out my first video to learn more. But Menya, I love white rice. Does that mean I have to give it up? Yes. No, I'm kidding. Yes, low GI foods are better at keeping your energy levels stable and your hunger in check, but that doesn't mean you can't eat high GI foods. And it also doesn't mean high GI foods are bad for you. You just want to create a base of low GI foods. In fact, there's a way that you can eat high GI foods without suffering the consequences of high blood sugar and high insulin spikes. This strategy is called food pairing. Food pairing is when you eat high GI foods, like white bread, with other nutrients that slow the rate of digestion. By slowing the rate of digestion, you also slow the release of glucose into your bloodstream, which means no sugar highs or food comas. When food pairing, the nutrients you should pair with are protein, fiber, and fat. In a 2009 study, scientists found that the presence of fats slows down gastric emptying, which is the rate at which food is emptied from the stomach. Proteins are also found to reduce postprandial spikes. Postprandial spikes are temporary spikes in our blood glucose levels after eating. To keep it simple, carbohydrates plus fiber plus proteins plus fats equals lower blood sugar spikes. Let's look at a few high GI favorites as examples. White rice, high GI. White rice plus salmon, lower GI. White bread, high GI. White bread plus avocado plus egg, lower GI. Regular pasta, high GI. Regular pasta plus chicken and veggies, lower GI. Now I think you get the point. So let's recap. The glycemic index measures how carbohydrates affect your blood glucose levels after eating them. High GI foods cause blood sugar levels to rapidly rise and fall, which results in poor energy balance throughout the day. While low GI foods have a slower, smaller effect on blood sugar levels, helping you stay energized throughout the day. A high GI diet increases hunger and cravings for sweet-tasting foods, whereas a low GI diet decreases hunger, decreases cravings for sugary foods, and is a must for anyone interested in sustainable weight loss. You can start by making small changes, replacing your usual carbs with lower GI alternatives, limiting your intake of processed foods, and by food pairing high GI foods with healthy fats, fiber, and protein. Now, my challenge to you is to try making your next meal low GI and see how you feel. Do you feel less hungry? Does it impact your mood? Do you feel energized or lethargic? Also, if you haven't already done so, look at the foods you normally eat and ask yourself whether they're high or low GI. If they're mainly high GI, maybe it's time to make a switch. Guys, thanks for watching as always. Don't forget to smash the thumbs up button and hit subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos. As always, I hope you learned something useful and thanks for watching. See you next week.